Greetings, my name is Justina Edwards and I'll be presenting the Instructional Systems Design. The Instructional Systems Design was founded by Ludwig von Bartolini during the 1940s. This systems analysis approach has evolved due to the key contributors, and it has been used widely in the corporate and in the government settings. ISD works to answer and solve all of the questions surrounding the teaching and the learning and the training process. If there is an existing need, a needs assessment will determine that, and technology will be used to fix this need. The ISD model is recursive and fluid. The steps do not have to be followed in a particular order, and they can be revisited upon need. Here are the 5 steps of ISD. To begin, a needs assessment must be conducted through the analysis stage to determine the need. Once a need is determined, learning objectives should be developed, and a medium for delivering the information will be selected during the design stage. Once this is completed, the materials can begin to be developed and stored into the medium. Next, implementation. During the implementation stage, learners will begin to matriculate through the program, interacting with the resources and the materials. Last is the evaluation stage. During the evaluation stage, participants have the opportunity to provide feedback concerning the objectives and the process as a whole. Our first key contributor is Robert Gange. Robert Gange is accredited with including the 5 domains of learning by which we can categorize our learning objectives. If you consider the last domain of learning, cognitive strategies, we can begin to predict how this is grounded into the cognitivism theory. When we ask students to think about how they are thinking, we begin to consider cognitivism. This strategy also provides guidance and furthers the learning process. Robert Gange also provided us with the non-instructional techniques. These techniques can be seen in most lessons, and they provide guidance during the design and implementation stage for creating effective resources and strategies and modules to engage and teach our learners. Next, we have B.F. Skinner. B.F. Skinner popularized behaviorism theory, and he also is contributed with tying this to ISD. In ISD, the observable behavior is learning, and in this observable behavior, we know that it can be manipulated to achieve a desired effect. Reinforcers can also support the desired effect, the desired behavior, and it will increase that behavior. Next, we have that program learning concept. The program learning concept is the technology component of ISD. This is where the materials are housed, and this is done to increase efficiency and to also create a student-centered, self-paced environment. Robert Meeker established the criterion by which we create our learning objectives. We also can compare our learning objectives to Bloom's taxonomy. Robert Glaser introduced the idea of criterion reference assessments and measures. These measures provide teachers and instructors with a glimpse of students' performance as they enter our programs and as they leave. The first case study that I located was Weeding with Addie. Weeding with Addie follows 11 librarians and their weakness of weeding. Weeding is defined as the process of deselecting textbooks from one shelf, and this is considered to be political and emotional for many librarians. So through the needs assessment, we determined that weeding was an issue, and we were able to establish learning objectives as well as a platform for delivering instruction. The developers wanted to ensure a familiar and a smooth transition process, so familiar processing tools were used, and the feedback that the librarians gave upon completing the module led to the revision of the layout of LibGuides. The second case study I found followed 39 seniors at a Turkish university, and their issue was that they lacked awareness concerning the use of smart boards. Powelton's was designed to deliver instruction, and I admired this case study because they wanted to use informal language, to make sure that they were able to connect with their audience. They really zoomed in on who they were targeting, and they wanted to make sure that the materials were conveyed in a manner in which they will understand and enjoy. These seniors were able to give feedback to also improve um, the delivery of the module for future students. When I consider how I can use this in my classroom, I begin to think about my role last year as the SST chair. Um, when I embraced this role, I had very little experience, and as I began to lean upon my peers, I found that they also had very little experience. I feel an ISD approach in designing a professional development would definitely remediate this area, and it would allow for teachers to have relevant and practical practice with this concept. It is very important to our everyday practice, and doing so in a module or in a manner that is succinct and effective can really enhance student performance. Thank you for your time.